take a look at the Student Support Behavior and Intervention Handbook, also known as the SSBIH. The SSBIH is intended to be instructive, not punitive, and its aim is at resolving conflict, meeting student needs, keeping students in school, and addressing the causes of inappropriate behavior. On the slide, you will see the cover page for the SSBIH for 25-26 school year that we had. And a side note, the SSBIH is modified on major changes biannually, but it's reprinted with small edits every year. Here you will also see a screenshot of what the bullying prevention page looks like within the SSBIH. Let's look at page 15. Page 15. Get some really good information here. Of course, we know that, and I just showed you the bullying prevention information that you see there. So, of course, it goes over the definition, how to report, which we're going to focus in on a little bit later, gives you information of if things are happening at non-school related events. And then each school should have a SBDM policy about bullying, and then information about the bullying prevention education curriculum we use, which we know is called Character Strong. I'm going to keep on going. We want to get down to page 15 because this is really important. Here you will find classroom and teacher-based support. So we want to make sure that you're clear that if there is information here for you as teachers or staff at your school. We also want to make sure that you're aware that there is a place where you can see the rights and responsibilities of the JCPS community. Okay, so you have your students' rights and responsibilities, the parent or guardian rights and responsibilities. But as educators, we also have rights and responsibilities. So we want to be sure that you're clear on these, what we have the right, to, but also what we have responsibility to. So sometimes when families are asking things of us, we need to also know the responsibility that we have to them. Here you will also find that for your administrators, central office staff like myself, and then also board education. What's really important, let's get down to page 24, because I want to make sure that we are clear about where we can find out things about behavior codes. They start here on page 24. So just say, for example, bullying. All right, this is pre-K through third grade. Bullying is here, and it starts at a level 2. Okay, there are other things listed. Of course, I'm focusing on bullying and harassment. So if we went down to the H for harassment, harassing communication towards staff or student, starts at a level 2. It can go up to a level 3. And again, this is with pre-K through 3. With 4th and 5th grade, we see it starts at 2. It can go up to a 4. But harassing communication, it starts at a 2 and go up to a 4. As we proceed with 6 through 12, we see that bullying can start again at a level 2 and go straight to a 4. So we want to be sure about understanding the seriousness of bullying and how to handle those situations within the classroom, and or if you need assistance, being able to talk to your administrators about that. Another thing I think is so important is actually knowing the definition. Starting here, page 27 in the actual handbook. You'll see here, page 27, with the definitions. Okay, a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean? Okay, what you may think it is may not be what it is. So I want to be clear. This is the definition of bullying and cyberbullying. And then also we handle things that have to do with harassing communication. So when we're talking about harassment, there are a lot of different things that can fall under that, and different ways that students can be harassed, different things that can happen that could be enforced as harassment. So we want to make sure we're clear on those things. All right. Let's head back out to the main page. So it's so much for us to discover and see within the Student Support and Behavior Intervention Handbook. I hope these things can be helpful to you. Next, let's look at our resources. So of course, the handbook is linked here as a resource, definitely for our school. We also have the Character Strong, Family Strong link here. This is a platform that's used by JCPS families. Of course, we use Character Strong for Tier 1 social emotional learning and bullying prevention. But here you can also see there is a link and it connects us to the information for families and how can families utilize these SEL competencies and how can you see this application at home. We have Stop Bullying, which is a website managed by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. We have the Kentucky Center for School Safety, which is a state agency that provides funding for each school district in the Commonwealth for educating families about school safety, right? How to keep our schools safe. Pacer. Pacer is a great website. It shares bullying prevention efforts for schools, teachers, and students. We have the National Online Safety. This gives practical strategies to increase safety and shares information about frequently used apps. They equip school staff, parents, and pupils or students with knowledge that they need to understand online dangers. And then last but not least, Stomp Out Bullying, which is it teaches effective solutions on how to respond to all forms of bullying. So these are some great resources that you can look at as well.